Yeah, if there's one population that has actually paid attention and started to get much more serious about looking and focusing on their breathing, it's athletes, right? Athletes aren't scared of a little inconvenience or a little discomfort, right? This is what they thrive in, to get ahead of everyone. As a big wave surfer, you have to focus on breath work. You have to focus on your breath hold. If you don't, you die, which is one of the reasons why Laird is 60 years old. Looks like he's 30. The guy is just constantly focusing on his breath because he wants to stay active in the field at the top of his class. So surfers have known this for a very long time, but a lot of runners and rowers and baseball players and football players and soccer players haven't been clued into this. And so the elite trainers that I know, they said this is the number one thing that they do for athletes right now, is to focus on their breath. And what they've found is the vast majority of athletes, you would think that they would have their breath completely focused, right? That they would be the best breathers in the world, but they absolutely are not. They're as dysfunctional as everyone else. They've learned how to push through the pain to win the game, but that doesn't mean they're breathing properly. So the first thing they do is retrain their breathing. And what they find with almost all these athletes is the majority of them are not engaging their diaphragm. The diaphragm is this muscle organ that sits beneath the lungs. And when you breathe in, the diaphragm goes down. And when you breathe out, it relaxes and comes back up. What they found is most athletes are just breathing into the chest. Very limited diaphragmatic movement. And if you do that, it's a complete waste of energy and it's not efficient. The reason is you are just able to take little bits of breath each time. So that requires you to breathe so much more, and it jacks your heart rate. If you were able to breathe 10 times a minute or 20 times a minute instead of 40 times or 60 times or 100 times a minute, then your heart rate will go down, which means your tolerance for whatever thing that you're doing will go up and your recovery time goes down. So it's a basic math here, but so many people aren't clued into it. And once they start focusing on the breath and adopting these better habits, I mean, these trainers are just making monsters out of these people. Their performance goes through the roof, recovery times go down. It makes a huge difference. But still, I can count on one hand how many joggers I see out running in the morning that are breathing in and out of their nose. And that's the number one thing at lower zones, to be breathing in and out of your nose, and just no one's doing it.
Is this Bolt score tracking a shorthand, simple way of tracking breathing efficiency, or what is that?
Okay, sorry, I didn't answer that question. It is the body oxygen level test. It used to be called the blood oxygen level test, but Patrick McEwen changed that because he got some flack from some pulmonologists. What this is you take, we're all going to do it. I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to show you, like a good writer. That's what they do. So we're going to relax your shoulders a little bit. We're going to relax the space between our eyes, relax your tongue. You're going to be breathing in and out of your nose. And you're going to take an inhale in, just real calm, and out. And we're going to do this 2 more times. Inhaling and out. Inhaling and out. Let that breath naturally come out. Hold your breath. Hold your nostrils. So on that exhale, you're holding your breath in your nostrils. And you're going to hold your breath until you feel the first urge to breathe. This is not a competition. So if your diaphragm quivers, if you swallow, if that urge to breathe is palpable and you're aware of it, you stop and you calculate how much time has passed.
That's it.
That's it.
So it's 3 normal breaths, or are they deeper than normal?
No. And this is where people try to cheat because they're athletes and they're competing, try to get ahead. Normal breaths. And then on the exhale, this is not a Laird Hamilton.
Yeah.
This is down to neutral, hold your breath. Down to neutral, hold your breath. And then you start the timer. And what you're going to find is the more you focus on your breath, the more you learn how to take fewer, deeper, slower breaths, which oxygenate your body so much more efficiently, which lower your heart rate, which also increase your heart rate variability, all of these other benefits. You're going to watch that Bolt score go up and up and up and up. Usually after about maybe a week or 2, you could see it double. And then after that, you could see it triple.
Oh, wow. That's fast.
It depends who you are. Okay. I don't want to make blanket comments for everyone. And it also depends how honest you are with yourself.
Right. If you're gaming the system.
Yeah. And if no one's looking, why would you want to game the system? Right? Be honest with yourself. When you feel that need to breathe, just stop. Right? And you're also going to notice it changes throughout the day. So if you're very tired, if you're coming off of a long flight, if you're stressed out, your Bolt score is going to suck. If you're very well rested and you're in a good zone, your Bolt score is going to be 3 times what it was before. So there's a lot of variability.
And I'm reading here, AI overview, so caveat, but a higher score indicates better carbon dioxide tolerance and efficient breathing, which you can improve with breathing exercises over time. Is there anything else from the world of sports that you've seen that has been particularly impressive or surprising, besides the fact that most athletes, just like normal civilians, are suboptimal in their breathing?
I think the other important thing, and this really goes hand in hand with what I was just talking about, is proper breathing biomechanics. A lot of people have lost the ability to breathe properly, and that includes athletes. So what you can do is you can learn how much you can expand your rib cage down here. Learn what a full, deep, enriching breath feels like. Learn how that changes your posture, and then start adopting and adapting your body to these biomechanics when you are practicing whatever sport. And there are a bunch of trainers that do this now. If you look at LeBron now, waiting in between plays, what's he doing? Most of the time he's doing breath work, right? And he's doing it properly. He's doing alternate nostril breathing. You look at his diaphragmatic movement because you can see his chest and his abdominal area. So this makes a huge difference. This is biology. It's not psychology. And I think athletes can benefit the most from it.